Calm down, my brother smirked, tapping my phone like it was his. Money circulates. Consider it, finally doing something useful. Don't be dramatic, his girlfriend added, nails flashing as she slid my debit card back across the table, empty, like a dead fish. You're a mother. Be humble. The room tilted. Rent dates, grocery lists, school fees, all the small, responsible bricks I'd stacked, suddenly rattled loose. Shame burns louder than any siren. It says you should have seen this coming, and you didn't. Everyone my name is alone. L for the few who never used me like an ATM. I'm the kind of woman who saves the gift bag ribbon, who labels freezer meals, who pays on time. The family treasurer, the reliable sister, the one who never says no because it's just till Friday. But Fridays turned into seasons, then years, and my brother learned the exact angle of my softness and called it love. It started with a temporary transfer to help him cover a supplier. Then a hold on my savings because he knew a crypto guy. My passwords were too easy, he laughed, and I laughed too, because if you pretend it's a joke, it hurts less. I told myself I was helping him catch up to the life he bragged about. Networking dinners, leased cars, shoes that hated rain. The girlfriend, sunglasses indoors, smile like a scalpel, called me Saint L, and blew me little kisses when she wanted more. The bank app showed red. My accounts, skeletal. Utilities queued like beggars at my door. My brother texted a thumbs up and a rocket emoji. Apparently, my money had launched. That night, I folded my daughter's school uniform with hands that didn't feel like mine. I stared at the ribbed collar and thought of every time I'd chosen peace over confrontation, trust over proof, family over boundaries, and I felt the floorboards of my faith creak. Mom. My 9-year-old stood in the hallway glow, hair a soft, stubborn halo. Go back to sleep, baby, I said, failing to smooth the panic out of my voice. She came closer, a quiet, serious little moon. Don't worry, she whispered, like we were sharing a secret at a sleepover. I handled it. Handled what? The word clicked against my teeth, small and impossible. I looked at the blank balance on my screen, at my daughter's steady eyes, at the night holding its breath. In the hush between us, the house seemed to lean in. Somewhere, a fridge hummed, somewhere, a promise snapped. And then, from the dark kitchen, my phone began to ring. The phone screen glared in the dark, his name smeared across it like a stain. My brother. I didn't answer. Not yet. My daughter watched me with that unnervingly calm expression children sometimes wear, as if she knew a punchline I didn't. It kept ringing. Then it stopped. Then started again, louder somehow, though I knew it was just my pulse syncing with the vibration. I finally swiped. Eloan. His voice cracked into my ear, wild and ragged. What the hell did you do? I froze. What I did? The words barely fit through my throat. All my accounts. The cards, everything's locked. I can't access a dime. They're freezing me out, L. Don't you play dumb with me. His girlfriend shrieked in the background, her voice sharp like broken glass. I turned toward my daughter. She was still in the doorway, hugging her stuffed fox. Her lips twitched like she was trying not to smile. Handled it, she had said. The phrase echoed now, matching the fury vibrating through the phone. L, he panted, I've got deals lined up. People waiting. If I don't come through, he stopped, as if realizing he'd said too much. You fix this. Do you hear me? Fix it. I closed my eyes, exhaling the years of guilt, of forced generosity, of silence. Maybe you should call your crypto guy, I whispered. I hear rockets can crash. His scream was feral. This isn't funny. They'll come for me. For us. Us. The word tasted wrong in his mouth. It never meant family, it meant collateral. Good night, I said, and hung up. The house exhaled with me. My daughter padded closer, her small hand slipping into mine. Mom, she said softly, it's safe now. I changed things so he can't hurt you again. Her eyes gleamed, not mischievous, not childish, but knowing. Like she had peered into a door I never taught her to open. Outside, a car screeched past, its headlights slicing the walls. For a moment, I saw my brother's shadow in them, hunted, cornered, desperate. And though fear knotted my stomach, a strange calmness bloomed beside it. Because for the first time, it wasn't me running. It was him. The morning arrived like a secret that refused to stay buried. I hadn't slept. My brother's screaming still scratched the walls of my skull. Yet my daughter sat at the table, eating cereal like it was any other Saturday, milk dripping from her spoon with a soft rhythm. I studied her. The same child who just last night whispered, "I handled it." Her calmness unsettled me. She was 9. 9-year-olds don't handle stolen bank accounts. "Sweetheart," I said carefully, pouring coffee I wouldn't drink, "what did you mean last night?" She chewed, swallowed, then looked up with eyes too old for her freckled face. "I used the laptop. Remember the password you showed me for emergencies?" I nearly dropped the mug. My mind darted through the possibilities: bank login, emails, credit alerts. What did you do?" She pushed her bowl away, voice even. "I saw Uncle had all your accounts linked. I unlinked them. And then I switched things. Moved money around." My pulse stuttered. "Switched things where?" "To him." Her lips curved, but it wasn't quite a smile. "He took yours. So I gave him his back. Only now it's locked. Like he left you locked." The words crawled over me, cold and brilliant. My little girl had turned the game on its head. The weight of it made me dizzy, because it wasn't just clever. It was dangerous. Before I could respond, my phone buzzed again. Not my brother this time. A message, anonymous number. "We need to talk. Your brother owes your family, so now you owe too." My chest tightened. This wasn't a sibling squabble anymore. This was bigger, darker, and closing in. I glanced at my daughter. She was drawing shapes in the condensation on her glass, utterly unbothered. But in the pit of my stomach, I knew we had crossed into something irreversible. Family betrayal was one thing. Strangers with debts and threats? That was another. Outside, the wind picked up, rustling the leaves against the window like fingers tapping glass. It felt like the world itself warning me, the storm had only just begun. The message burned into my screen long after I closed it, as if the letters had been etched into my skin. "You owe too." I locked the phone and set it face down on the table, but my daughter's eyes tracked me. "Who was it?" she asked, her tone featherlight, though I could hear the sharpness beneath. "Just someone wrong." I forced my voice steady. "Eat your breakfast." But my hands trembled as I cleared the dishes. Because I knew how men like my brother operated, always borrowing against shadows, trading favors for promises they couldn't keep. If strangers had my number, it meant I wasn't just the collateral anymore. I was the target. By noon, the phone rang again. Different number. My breath caught before I answered. "Eloan," a voice rasped. Male, deep, slow. "Your brother ran. He owes us $80,000. Do you know where he is?" I swallowed hard. "No. He disappeared." A pause. The kind that crushes air. "Then maybe you should find him. Because debts run in blood." Click. The line went dead. My knees weakened, but my daughter appeared at my side, slipping her tiny fingers into mine again. "Mom," she whispered, "don't be scared. We still have choices." I stared at her, my chest aching. How could a 9-year-old carry this calmness, when I, her mother, was breaking apart inside? That night, I tore through old showboxes of paperwork, tracing my brother's trail, credit slips, half-baked contracts, screenshots of fake businesses. My daughter sat cross-legged beside me, humming softly as she organized them better than I could. One paper stopped me cold, a lease in his girlfriend's name. Address circled. A starting point. My pulse hammered. If I could find him before they did, maybe I could end this. But just as the thought took root, headlights washed through our front window, cutting across the living room floor. A car idled outside. Too long. Too still. My daughter whispered, almost like a lullaby, "They are already here." The house fell silent, save for the low hum of the engine outside, patient as a predator. The engine outside purred like a beast waiting for its prey. I crept toward the curtain, every muscle trembling. My fingers parted the fabric just enough to see. A black sedan. Windows tinted, headlights dimmed but still glowing like unblinking eyes. My phone buzzed again. A new text. "Step outside. We just want to talk." My stomach twisted. I thought of my daughter, her soft pajamas, her stuffed fox still sitting on the couch, and something primal surged inside me. I wouldn't let them touch her. I whispered, upstairs. Lock the door. Don't open it for anyone but me. But she shook her head, her voice calm yet defiant. Mom, you can't face them alone. Go, I said, sharper this time. Please. Her small feet padded up the stairs, leaving me in the suffocating quiet. Another buzz. This time a call. My hand shook as I answered. Eloan, the deep voice said again. We're patient people, but not forever. Bring your brother, or bring us our money. If you don't, we'll collect in other ways. A flash of anger cut through my fear. He stole from me, too. I don't owe you anything. The man chuckled, low and cold. Blood doesn't care who stole first. The line cut off. I pressed the phone to my chest, my heart beat wild against it. The sedan finally pulled away, disappearing down the road. Relief washed over me, but it was thin, temporary. I knew they'd be back. Upstairs, I found my daughter sitting cross-legged on the bed, laptop open. She looked up, her eyes fierce. Mom, I tracked the girlfriend's address. He's there. We can go before they do. My breath caught. You, how? She tilted the screen toward me. Open tabs, maps, account traces. You always told me to use my mind as my shield. I just did. For a moment, pride and terror collided inside me. My daughter had become my ally in a war I never wanted. Outside, the night pressed closer. Every shadow felt like a warning, every silence a countdown. If we went after him, we weren't just chasing my brother, we were stepping straight into the fire. The road stretched out like a ribbon of black glass, the silence inside the car broken only by the hum of the tires and my daughter's steady breathing beside me. Midnight swallowed everything, yet my headlights carved a narrow path forward, toward the address my brother thought was his safe hideout. Every mile, my chest tightened. I wasn't just chasing a thief. I was walking into the crosshairs of men who had already marked my blood as payment. Mom. Her voice was soft, but clear. What if he won't listen? I glanced at her, so small in the passenger seat, hair catching streaks of dashboard light, yet carrying more gravity than most adults. Then we don't ask him to listen, I whispered. We make him. She nodded, as if she had already decided the same. The GPS pinged. One last turn, and there it was, a rundown duplex at the edge of town. A single light burned upstairs, yellow and sickly. I parked 2 houses down, heart pounding. We crept closer, shadows wrapping around us. From inside, voices leaked through the thin walls. My brother's, frantic, layered with his girlfriend's sharp whine. You promised it would clear by now, she snapped. I'm trying. They're on me, Clara. They said if I don't, his voice cracked. I must have done something. She ruined everything. My daughter's small hand found mine, squeezing once. Her eyes told me what I already knew. We had to end this tonight. I knocked. Hard. The voices cut off. Silence. Then shuffling. Finally, the door creaked open, and there he was. My brother. Hollow-eyed, sweat on his brow, desperation clinging to him like a second skin. When he saw me, rage flared, but beneath it, fear. You, he hissed. You destroyed me. I stepped into the doorway light, my daughter at my side like a shadow turned solid. No, I said, steady as stone. You destroyed yourself. Behind him, the girlfriend's face paled. And somewhere outside, tires screeched against pavement. The kind of sound that meant the real storm had arrived. The screech of tires outside sliced through the night like a blade. My brother's face drained of color. He staggered back, muttering, No, 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 they found me. Through the window blinds, headlights flared. Doors slammed. Heavy footsteps crunched against gravel. Whoever had been calling me was no longer content with threats, they were here to collect. My daughter gripped my hand tighter, her small fingers iron-strong. Mom, we can't stay here. But my brother panicked, darting toward me. Eloan, you have to help me. Tell them it was your money, that you'll cover it. You owe me. His voice cracked into hysteria. I looked at him, the boy I once shielded from bullies, the man who drained me dry, and realized he was beyond saving. The front door rattled. Then a heavy knock shook the frame. A voice boomed, "Open up. Now." His girlfriend shrieked and ran to the back room. My brother shoved me, eyes wild. "Talk to them. Buy me time." But before I could answer, my daughter stepped forward, laptop clutched against her chest like armor. Her voice was calm, chillingly so. "Uncle, you should have been careful. I moved everything you stole. I left a trail, fake accounts, fake names. They'll see it wasn't Mom. They'll see it was you." His eyes widened, horror blooming across his face. You little." Another thunderous bang rattled the door. Then silence. A silence heavier than sound. I pulled my daughter close, whispering, "Stay behind me." The door burst open. 2 men entered, dark coats, colder eyes. They scanned the room once, and then their gaze locked on my brother, trembling in the corner. One of them spoke, voice flat as stone. "Looks like you've run out of time." My brother's knees buckled. He fell back against the couch, stammering, "It wasn't me. It was her, it was them." He pointed at us, desperation dripping from every syllable. But for the first time, I didn't flinch. I stood taller, my daughter at my side, and let silence be my answer. The men didn't even glance at me. Their eyes never left him. The air in that cramped living room felt heavy, thick with fear and inevitability. My brother cowered, his voice cracking, begging, pointing at me like a drowning man clawing for anyone else to sink first. But the men didn't even blink in my direction. Their gaze pinned him like a specimen. One of them stepped forward, slow and deliberate. "Debt belongs to the one who took, not the one who bled for him." Those words, sharp, final, echoed like a verdict. My brother whimpered, scrambling back until his shoulders hit the wall. His girlfriend peeked from the hallway, pale as ash, already calculating her escape. I held my daughter's hand, steady as stone. She didn't tremble. She didn't even blink. She simply leaned closer and whispered, "See? Justice finds its way." And in that moment, I understood. Revenge hadn't been loud. It hadn't been violent. It had been quiet, precise, inevitable, delivered not by me, but by the very consequences he thought he could outrun. The men pulled him up, ignoring his pleas, and marched him out into the night. His cries faded into the hum of the waiting car. Then the door slammed, and silence filled the space like fresh air after a storm. I sank into the couch, trembling, not from fear, but from release. For the first time in years, my shoulders loosened. No more rocket emojis, no more guilt-laced loans, no more family chain dragging me down. Just stillness. My daughter curled up beside me, head resting on my arm. "Mom," she murmured, already drifting toward sleep, "we're safe now." I kissed her hair, my throat tight. "Yes," I whispered. "We are." Through the window, dawn stretched its pale fingers across the horizon. A new day. A clean slate. I knew whispers would follow. Family would call me cold. Some would say I abandoned him. But deep inside, I carried no shame. My brother had written his own ending. And I had finally chosen mine. Quiet, resolute, free.